White guys don't value cuts the same way brothers do.
Cuts?
Oh my gosh. Y'all don't want to pay more than $20, super cuts, just any old guy.
Growing up, I remember it was $12, and I would get a coupon, so it'd be $5 at a Great Clip. Yeah.
It's wild.
Has made a name for himself in our beloved show business. Mr. Jaleel White.
G.
Good morning to you.
My smoothie. Thanks for joining me.
You look good. Thanks for having me.
All right.
How was the drive?
It was great.
Yeah?
Great. This is where I start my day. Getting a haircut, brother.
Get a haircut.
What you know about that?
I love it.
So I'm going to set today.
Okay.
To shoot. And in that case, it's just better if I get my haircut before I get to set.
Makes
if
sense.
you're not number 1 or 2 on the call sheet. So that's kind of, okay, so to break this down for you, whoever's number 1 or 2 on a call sheet,
Yep.
the hair and makeup is geared towards them. So if you're working with Jennifer Aniston and Ryan Gosling, well, I'm not sure that individual is capable of dealing with this. So,
Got it. So when you're getting your haircut, I mean, is this a reset for you? Is it a way for you to prepare for your job right after this on set? Because I'm sure you are doing a lot of back-end work before you get to set, right? Running your lines, doing research on the character.
Definitely. The haircut is almost symbolic of me showing up to the set, ready to hit the stage. I think there's a misconception that everybody does everything for actors. No. The assumption is that you're going to show up ready for work. Nobody runs their lines with you on the set. There are people who will offer at the last minute, but if they're offering at that point, I hope you already know them.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just about to expose the fact that you don't know your lines.
Yep.
So coming to set groomed and mentally ready to deliver the work. I mean, not only is it a necessity, but it's appreciated and recognized by your crew. You know, I pride myself on being able to knock out scenes in a timely manner because that gives the production more time to focus on other scenes that may need more help or may have minors involved, where there are more notes on the performances and stuff like that.
And you've been doing it since you were, how long have you been in this industry?
I've been acting and been in show business since I was 3. And I've been working pretty much nonstop since I was 12.
It's incredible.
So it's always the toughest question for me to answer in the streets. What are you up to these days?
Well, you're constantly working. I mean, I've
Right.
been for years.
So you know, but it's like, you know, life isn't 4 channels anymore. So, you know, I've learned not to be offended by that question. But the fact of the matter is, like, I act every year, all throughout the year. My main reason for acting actually is a lot less passion and just my medical benefits. If you don't act a certain amount every year, my daughter doesn't get her medical benefits. So yeah, I was talking to James Vanderbeek about that one time, and he was like, people don't realize we act for benefits half the time. Yeah. Right, so
you coming to set prepared, on time.
Well, on time matters.
Did you learn that from screwing up as a kid? Did somebody sit you down and say, Jay, you gotta get your shit together?
I never had a real problem showing up late, but I do remember my executive producer, I was probably about 14 years old, called me into his office.
Oh, Family Matters.
Yeah, and that was always like getting called to the principal's office.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, because normally if it was something casual, he'd come down to the set. So they call you up to the production office, or
Something
specifically to his office, they want to talk to you about something private.
Right.
And so Dave called me into his office and he was like, listen, I'm noticing that you're not reading your scripts. Sometimes I can be a really quick study. My daughter's like this too. And I pick up things quickly, especially if they're verbal, English related. But you're not as quick as you think.
Right.
So I'd sit there at table reading and kind of just advance the pages as somebody else was reading their part, and I'm reading my part for the first time. But I haven't fully digested the motivations behind my words. So if I'm only giving myself 3 and 4 pages of dialogue to make an acting choice, Dave called me on it and was like, we can tell you're not reading your script beforehand. And I was a little embarrassed by it. I was really embarrassed by it.
Even at 14.
Yeah, I was a little embarrassed by it. And I remember, listen, that show ran for 9 years, bro. 215 episodes. I don't care if I had to pretend like I was in the bathroom taking a dump. I'd be in there reading that script.
Wow.
Because I never showed up again to table reading without having read my script in its entirety beforehand. You know, you never know where your blessings are going to come from as an actor, as a performer, period. And I don't think most people register that every great role was turned down by somebody bigger than the person who got it. That should be a manifesto to let you know you got to be prepared to step in and fill shoes that were probably never even intended for you. There would be no Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams if Tom Hanks hadn't turned it down first. And there's a million stories that are like that. So if we're giving advice to actors, like one of the easiest things is just know your lines, man.
Yeah, but I think that's good advice for anybody. Always be prepared. I mean, I think especially nowadays.
Right, but sometimes it can just register as this blanket statement.
Right.
Right, and it's like, and you get people that walk around and they feel like they're prepared, but were you prepared? So I'll give you a very specific way as an actor to be prepared. Know your lines.
Yep.
You know, I don't think people realize that an audition is essentially a one take. If they see one take out of you, you're glancing too much at your pages or stumbling over your lines, they're just gonna hit you with the thank you. And that's the modern day next. Getting the job is the work. The job should be easy.
Right.
You know, some actors say they only want to do things that suit their brand.
Right.
You know, and listen, I think anybody would want to live that way. But realistically, that's a young people state remark. You're gonna hit a point in your life where it's time to really be responsible for other people. And all of a sudden, life is gonna start throwing you jobs that help you take care of these other people that are gonna be off-brand. And I don't think you should compromise your personal values.
Right.
But does my IMDb look exactly the way I would want it if I curated it myself? Nope. But have I worked every single year as an actor since I was 12 years old and not skipped 1 year? Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm a little proud of that.
Yeah.
That I've been on a 30-year streak of always making my ends meet as an actor. But there's a huge misnomer. And I grew up with living the misnomer too. Dude, all actors audition. It's just that certain actors, for the sake of their brand, are gonna pretend they weren't under consideration, they're gonna pretend they weren't in the running, they're gonna look the other way if they don't get picked. I like to be a little more transparent about the audition process, because the day I did that, I started booking a lot more.
The day you started auditioning.
The day I stopped fighting auditioning.
Yeah.
You fight it to a certain degree. And listen, there's certain things I will not audition for. But for the jobs you want, you gotta go get it. You know, I don't care whether it's Spider-Man or if it's, you know, who's gonna play the next Batman or what. Trust me, those big stars are going into those studios and they are screen testing and their work is being compared to each other. And if you don't take that process as serious, if not more serious, than the time between action and cut on a set, you're not gonna get hired for the part.
Right.
And auditions, quite frankly, they're rangy. You know, you can go in, an audition can also mean self-tape. I self-tape myself sometimes too. And people are going above and beyond in self-tape world now. I mean, I'm not gonna say the actor, but I have a friend of mine that just booked a huge comic book movie. And the lengths to which he went in his own self-tape, I mean, he built a little set and everything. He built a set, he had a peer who was a director, directed. Like, he didn't just put himself in front of a green screen or something like that. Like, he did his own blocking, he did his own hair, makeup, costumes, the whole thing, and put himself in the scene.
Wow.
So I know when the producers saw that, and he's a good actor anyway, they were like, yeah, nah, that's the dude who wants a job.
Yep.
So I just feel like if we're gonna be in a world where backstage is now part of the story, all right, well, let people know. You audition.
Yep. Dude, I love you. Thank you so much.
This was fun, man.
Have fun at work.
This is super fun. Hey, we got jobs, brother.
Always been about my king, never about the money. Now you know I'm a trapper.
I was in Utah shooting a Lifetime movie. Yeah, I was in Utah shooting a Christmas movie that's coming out this Christmas.
Got it.
And yeah, this fool called me, and my FaceTime goes off in the middle of the scene. But that's always fun because then we get to make fun of you right on the spot.
I didn't know you were shooting.